Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I have really been enjoying doing the will I buy it sort of videos, kind of looking through recent releases, seeing what's available, seeing what kind of catches my fancy, looking at the ones and going like, oh, who thought that was a good idea? So let's talk about it. Thank you for watching and thank you for being subscribed. I have my phone here. I was looking through things earlier. I'm just pulling up Instagram, and most of what I am looking at will be from Trend Mood's Instagram account, which I will link below. There will also be some from dupethat as well, which I will link below as well. So I moved over just a little bit so I have place to put up a picture for you, but let's start here. The first thing I see is there is a new collection from Colourpop. Surprise, surprise. I know. The company that launches 3 things a week is back with yet another one. This first one here is their nude collection. And they are doing nude eyeshadow quads and they're doing nude face quads as well. So I have never tried their face quads. I haven't had, okay, the last time I bought Colourpop eyeshadow was I think February, when they came out with those 5-pan palettes that looked like Natasha Denona minis. That's the last time I bought something. And they were okay. They didn't knock my socks off. So every time I see something like this, even though maybe the color palette may be interesting, I remind myself that it's not my favorite formula. I know it is for a lot of people. They do perform well. This is not me saying that it's a bad product. It's not. And for the price, it's actually really good. But I have so much Colourpop that I never reach for. And so I'm trying to make sure I don't continue to buy things that I know I'm not gonna reach. But they have some really pretty, you know, cool nude, warm nude, really warm nude eye quads. And then they also have some face quads as well. And looks like the eyeshadow quads are $9 each and the blush quads are $12 each. So they're very budget friendly. I just don't think that either of these products are for me. So this next item is kind of interesting to me. Too Faced is coming out with a fragrance. And they're doing a unisex fragrance. So they're trying to make sure that they're appealing to both men and women. And they're doing something that a lot of brands do. They're aligning this fragrance with an already existing kind of iconic product for them. They're coming out with a Better Than Sex fragrance. And I know a lot of people love that Better Than Sex mascara. What's funny is if I zoom in here on the picture, it says inspired by the iconic pink mascara. And that kind of made me giggle because if a fragrance is inspired by mascara, if my fragrance smells like mascara, we have a different problem. Or if my mascara smells like a fragrance, then my eyes gonna, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Those two, mascara and fragrance, don't always go together in the scent department. I could definitely see if you were likening it to the mascara that gives you length, that gives you volume, that gives you like bedroom eyes, like that idea of making you feel more alluring, that kind of makes sense to me. But my only concern is sometimes it's hard when you're doing a unisex fragrance that you don't lean to what are the typical, you know, olfactory scents for female or too much for the male, because then you kind of split the difference and it doesn't really smell like much of anything that's interesting to me. There are very few unisex fragrances that I actually enjoy, and right now I can't think of a single one. I can think of a lot that I'm like, oh, I didn't like that. Oh, that was terrible. And I love like more masculine scents. I really do. They just have to be done well. This kind of intrigues me, but more out of like the, what? You're calling it what? Just think of all like NARS and its Orgasm line and Charlotte Tilbury and the Pillow Talk line and all of those other brands that will hang on like with a death grip to that one iconic thing. That's kind of what I'm getting here from Too Faced. But we'll see, we'll reserve judgment till we can take a whiff. YSL is coming out with a new base product. They have a new, it's their new Bare Look tint. It's a skin tint foundation. It's $38. Here's what's interesting to me is I feel like the least coverage you're gonna get is that of a tinted moisturizer, which is basically nothing. And a skin tint to me is like one baby step up from that, like a half little toe over the line of, you know, tinted moisturizer to skin tint. And it looks like you're getting a ton of super light coverage. They do seem to have what looks like flexible shades. It comes in a squeezy tube. I like that. It has a water cream texture. and it's supposed to give you 24 hours of hydration. Looks like they have 20 shades, and I feel like that's kind of par for the course when you're dealing with a tinted moisturizer or a skin tint, because those shades, the coverage is so light, they can be flexible and work for, you know, maybe 2 to 3 different skin tones that might each need their own individual foundation if you had more coverage built in, but with that lighter weight skin tint, I think 20 might be adequate. I'm not terribly excited about this because I feel like I have all of the skin tint that I need, and I'm really, like, even today I'm not wearing foundation. Foundation, I bought a lot in the last handful of months. It's interesting, but I'm not gonna get this. I have never heard of Vanity Makeup Cosmetics, have you? They've got this palette out, and it's their signature palette. It's $95. Who or what is Vanity Makeup Cosmetics? If you know, let me know in the comments down below. But it looks really pretty. You know what's interesting with these though, as I'm looking at these, they have 6 mattes, 3 shimmers, 3 diamond sparkles for a total of 12 shadows. I feel like the price is a lot. If I'm looking at the colors here, you're getting some really pretty metallic finishes, some real pretty, like, you know, sparkly toppers and some nice foils, and then 6 mattes. Packaging looks pretty, but I'll tell you, that price point just seems out of touch. There's a lot of really good makeup that comes in at a much lower price point than that, and this doesn't have me excited at all. The other thing is the color story is also, I've seen it. Like, I feel like if I were to pull out my Tati palette, I could get this exact look from my Tati palette. And that has more shades, more finishes, and is a lot less expensive. I'm not saying you need it, but I'm just saying I've seen this before, and at $95, that's not happening for me. This one, I'm gonna say I was a little bit like, ooh, I almost went straight and put it in my cart at Ulta, but it looks like Estee Lauder has a new foundation. It's their Double Wear Sheer Longwear Foundation. When I think about that, I think of Double Wear, which I love. I think of bulletproof. I think of lasting all day. Like, you could basically do anything in it and you can trust that something else will betray you before your foundation does. I love Double Wear. And that's another company that slaps Double Wear on a lot of, they have it on concealers, they have it on powders, they have it on, you know, different types of makeup throughout their line. I feel like they're kind of, you know, this is one amazing product that we're just going to continue to milk for all that it's worth. But this is interesting because the idea of a sheer matte foundation with all day wear that looks fresh and healthy. I feel like they just said everything I've always wanted in a foundation. I was this close when I saw it, of like running and putting it in my cart at Ulta, and I was like, okay, no, you don't need to do any online shopping right now, but this is definitely intriguing to me. I would love to know if this is the sort of thing you would be interested in seeing a, you know, a review of or a first impression. Let me know in the comments down below, because this one kind of excites me. Chanticaille has a new release. They are doing some luminescent eye shades, and they are, I don't know if this is part of their, well, it looks like it is part of their conservation line. And this is a line where, you know, income from what they sell of this is being sent to, you know, wildlife conservancy. But these are $59 eyeshadows. The packaging is beautiful, I'm not gonna lie, but really $59 for one eyeshadow? I don't have that kind of money. And I wouldn't wanna specifically allocate $60 to a single shadow. I would rather send $60 to an animal, you know, conservation group. I don't know, it just makes more sense to me. But these look beautiful. I'm more interested kind of in that wild bronze shade, but I've got 1,000 eyeshadows that look like that. That green is beautiful. I just don't think that it would be used in my collection. So Huda Beauty has a new liquid eyeliner out. It's called the Lifeliner Quick and Easy Precision Liquid. The delivery system for this is different than the previous eyeliner that she's had. This is, again, very much like that brush tip liner that so many people really love, but this has a 0.03 millimeter tip, the tiniest little tip ever. It's supposed to give you like the ultimate precision. The other thing that's interesting here, it says it's supposed to be highly pigmented, extremely black formula, dries matte instantly, won't budge, flake, and easy to remove. Like, that's a lot of claims, and then you slap on easy to remove. If you're gonna make sure that it doesn't, you know, cry off, that it doesn't sweat off, that it doesn't, you know, flake off, How is it gonna be easy to get off? I don't know, maybe it's something that if you try it, let me know that it's $19. Been a lot of collabs going around recently. It looks like Wet n Wild is also doing another collaboration, this time with Saved by the Bell. And I feel like this kind of, it really harkens back. I never watched Saved by the Bell. I was too old. I was either already in college or had graduated. So it was definitely not my scene. But you couldn't live in that time period and not see Saved by the Bell everywhere. And you're, you know, clicking through the TV. Sometimes there's reruns or what have you. So I know of Saved by the Bell. But what's interesting here is I feel like they did the collab pretty well with the, is it a box that looks like a locker? Super cute. I don't think that any of those shades in the eyeshadow palette are going to be something that I would find useful. The glosses, just, okay, whatever. But the only thing that is even remotely interesting to me are the face duos. But I don't really need any more blush right now. But I do think that Wet n Wild does a good job with their face products. And that's the only thing that's even slightly, like, intriguing, but it's not for me. But I definitely see a lot of people who are doing these nostalgic throwback and they're really trying to pull in a customer with the nostalgia. And I think especially after the 1.5 years we've had, we like the safe, we like the comfortable, we like things that remind us of good times. I can see why people are doing this for sure. Pamograph has a new Mothership palette out. This is Mothership number 9. This is the Utopian Dream Artistry palette. So it's one of those 10-pan palettes. It's gonna have like 6 of her regular shades and 4 of her special, what does she call them? The multi-chromatic finish shades, the ones that just look like the most delicious, glittery, like all the colors in the world swirled together in one little pan. They look beautiful. And I have been really loving rosy tones. I really like this. I already have one of the first 3 Mothership palettes, the one that has the green in it. Okay, I never reached for it, because I can never get any of those special shades to lay on my eye well without like ending up down here on the tip of my nose, like underneath my chin, like they travel. And I recently also picked up the little quad that has one of those special shades in it with the Divine Blush collection. And I was like, oh, I like it. I have to work really hard to use it, and I don't want to work that hard. I like a lower maintenance eyeshadow. And then when I swiped and I looked, she's got something cool coming that was like, why didn't you do this before? We've needed this since day one. It's her Intensifies Artistry Wand. Yes, and here's what it is. It's a mixing liquid in an easy to use pen that multitasks and amplifies the vibrancy and shine of metallics while delivering long wear. That's what I have been wanting. Don't tell me to go and get the Mayron mixing medium. Don't tell me to, no, make one and sell it. And how did we get all the way to Mothership 9? Like 9 of these huge 10-pan palettes with, you know, all of these other Astral Blitz quads that have nothing but special shades in them. How do we get this many years into her putting out eyeshadows and finally coming, this should have been the first thing she sold with it. Okay, glad she has it. I may most likely will not get the palette, but you better believe I want to try that mixing medium pen. Because if that makes using the products I already have easier, then I get my money's worth, because I like the way they look. I just can't get them to wear well, and I'm not a pro artist. Okay, obviously I have some strong feelings here. I will dial it back, but in love with the colors of the Utopian Dream palette. That looks beautiful, but I'm definitely getting that like pen that has the mixing medium in it. That's gonna, when the minute this releases, and I don't know when it is, it just says coming soon. I will be in line for that for sure. Be Perfect Cosmetics has a collab with Cole's World and Zachary Vang. They are together putting out what they're calling their Shape Shifter palettes. And it looks like these are multi-use palettes. One looks like a bronzing contour palette, and the other one has some highlights in there, and it looks like you can use these either as eyeshadows or as blushes. Anywhere on the face you want to use them, and I think that's great. I love a multitasker as opposed to a unitasker. Give me a multitasker any day. And if I have one product that I can't use this way, what other way can I use it to make sure it's useful to me? But I'll just tell you, as an eyeshadow palette, haven't we seen this 1,000 times? Like really, the orange, the yellows, those peachy tones. It's not exciting, but it seems slightly more exciting to me if I think of it as a blush palette, because a yellow blush, an orange blush, it's not the type of makeup I would wear, but that's always intriguing to me. And so I think that these look like they're really interesting. They're definitely not for me though. So these palettes looked really interesting. There was almost one or two that I wanted to grab just because the prices were amazing. I don't know if the product is great or not. I'm probably not gonna get these. Let me tell you about it. SheGlam has their new Wild Heart collection, and there are 5 palettes. They are inspired by the world's most majestic rare animals, and the palettes are $8.50 each. Oh no, $8.50, and some of them are $7.50. What? You can get the whole collection for $38.50 for all 5 palettes. So they have kind of like a safari themed palette that looks more, you know, olives, oranges, taupey shades. They have a really vibrant one that's got teals and yellows and some rusty tones in there. The blue one, and I'm not a blue eyeshadow wearer, but when I saw it swatched, I was like, that's kind of pretty. But I also thought that the one that was like, that has the fish on the front, I don't know, it was just all those sparkles, and I don't need a pressed glitter, and that's what they look like, but they just look so sparkly. They called to me. The sparkle was calling me. It's like, hello? You need me, right? I won't probably get any of these, but the prices are really good. I don't know anything at all about SheGlam Cosmetics, but that fish palette just made me happy. Looks like Violet Voss has a collab with Care Bears. Now, I grew up in the 80s, so I love me some Care Bears. I love me some Strawberry Shortcake. I love me some My Little Pony. That is all, and Cabbage Patch, that is all speaking my childhood toy love language. But these colors are not the 46-year-old eye makeup wearer that I am, but it looks really pretty. I do like the Violet Voss formula. I feel like this is really cute, and but not for me. But there's a ton of collabs, and I feel like people are really trying to milk all of the nostalgia, especially since that's something that I think a lot of us are really feeling the desire for, like the throwback to the good times. Oh, another collab. Check this out. Ulta Beauty is doing a collection with Gilmore Girls. Okay. I love Gilmore Girls. Love so much that I'm watching it with my kids again. I never watched it when it came out. I watched it, I might have mentioned this every now and again, but there were a very long period of years where I spent 16 hours a day in bed. I've had 5 brain surgeries. I live with daily pain. And when the day is too much, I lay down and I will turn on, you know, my iPad and watch a show. And that's when I discovered Gilmore Girls, was probably in the last decade on Netflix. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And as much as I love Gilmore Girls, this collab is so sad. The packaging isn't fun. No, no. Everything about it is sad. Like, it just looks like a pure money grab, right? Just a cash grab. This doesn't even, I mean, I don't know, maybe has the, no, it's just sad. This is just sad. Don't buy this. So Jouer has a new dual-ended bronzer highlight stick. Of course, cream bronzers, cream highlights are all the rage right now, cream face products in general, but Jouer's been doing these kind of face sticks for a long time. Of course, they're using shade names and shades that are real famous for them, like Skinny Dip and Tan Lines and Rose Quartz, but they look pretty. I definitely don't need any more cream products, much less cream stick products, because I just got these from M. Very happy and pleased with those, but they're pretty, just not for me. Looks like NARS has new cheek quads out. They're called their Basic Instinct cheek quads. They're $39, and they have their, you know, like the usual suspects, you know, like Orgasm, Orgasm X, Dolce Vita, Behave, and then they have the deeper quad, which looks more interesting to me, that has Torrid, Savage, Exhibit A, and Taj Mahal. But I don't really see myself getting a lot of use out of the blush quad right now. But they also do have lip duos as well. And these are $24. They have a matte and a mini glow lip duo. One Size, which is Patrick Starr's line, has a new concealer. It's called Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. And it's a medium to full coverage concealer. Wow. And it's supposed to be waterproof, oil controlling, and give you visibly smooth skin. I would be worried that if it's oil controlling and it's supposed to smooth my skin, that it would like, I would be concerned that it would suck the life out of my skin. But I don't know. It's $25. They have 24 shades. It does not cake, crease, or transfer. Those are pretty strong claims. I'd want to see a review before I got this because I just did a concealer declutter. Your girl does not need any more concealer, but this genuinely looks interesting to me. Oh, we're just talking about these. The new M Cosmetics So Soft bronzer and blush. Yeah, sorry, already did it. And love. Also here, oh, another one that I also recently just purchased. The Solar Paint from Glossier. Also been enjoying that. Boy, there's a lot of, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I like knowing there's stuff that if I'm looking through like the new releases, oh yeah, I like that and I already bought it. Obviously some of these things really do catch my interest. Here's another product that looks super interesting to me until I swiped. It's from KVD. This is their Epic Kiss Nourishing Vegan Butter Lipstick. All of those things, nourishing, butter, lipstick, like all, it's like, yes, I love. And I like the packaging. It's one of those tall, thin, looks like it, I don't know if it twists up, but I have so many that are like clickable. I know that there's a bunch of people, like there's one from Tarte, there's one from It Cosmetics, there's the one from M, there's a bunch of these sorts of really glossy lipsticks, and I was like, okay, fine, great, let's talk about it. And it's supposed to be high pigmented color, hydrating lip care, shiny, and I was like, okay, 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 okay. And then I swiped and I looked at the images on the lips and they didn't look that shiny. And I don't even like the colors. And I know that's bad, but I kind of don't. And I went from being like, oh really? Tell me more to like, so sad. No, this is a no for me. And I feel like $22 is kind of a lot for a real skinny lipstick. Looks like they do also have a mini. I don't know, that's $12. They're already available in store at Ulta. If you have one, if you're interested in trying one, let me know what your experiences is, because let me know what your experience is. I love a creamy, buttery lipstick, but these swatches didn't lead me to believe they'd be either. e.l.f. has new additions to their Bite Size line. They have their Bite Size balms. They have 4 lip balms, little short, squat little guys. Some of them are a little more vibrant, like their watermelon looks fun. It's probably too hot pink for me, but they have a clear, kind of a nude color and a berry color. And then they're also doing, in that Bite Size quad eyeshadow, they are also doing a brow product. So they have 2 waxes, a clear and a tinted wax, and then 2 brow powders in there, which I think is super smart, especially at the Bite Size price. They're going to be $3 for that, $4 for the balm. I feel like those are really good prices, but I don't know whether the product is good. And I don't know that I'm as intrigued as I would want to be to rush out and buy one of these. Thanks so much for watching today. I always love to know what sort of products pull people in. I'm a huge lipstick lover and I always have like a ton of lipstick. I even have, I realized, I have 3 that are still in the box that I haven't even cracked into. Your girl does not need any more lipstick, but like I still buy it. It's like anytime I see something when I'm doing one of these, like, oh, new lipstick? Oh, really? What are you doing? What are you offering? I want to know what the one product is that every time you see it, you're like, oh, what? What? Tell me more. Let me know in the comments down below. If there are any that you saw here today that you were like, oh, come on, let me know that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.